Welcome inside Okinawa Arena. Get set. It's Japan taking on Finland here. Group E play, technically day number 3. Of course, we're in Okinawa, the backdrop for the 2023 FIBA Men's World Cup. Both Finland and Japan need a victory here tonight to stay alive. Welcome inside. I'm Despina Byrne alongside Andrew Gaze, the FIBA Hall of Famer. Andrew, what stands out to you about this matchup?
Well, this is one where the Japan get the overwhelming support from the fans, and this Finland team, they don't have a lot of experience on the major international stage. They've done well recent times in European competition, but how they handle the pressure and the intensity of the crowd in a game that they'll go in as favourites. They've got Lauri Markkanen, who's a star. He's a superstar, in fact, at the NBA level, and how Japan are going to deal with that and find someone to counter that's going to be the big ask from Japan. And there he is, and still getting a lot of love and support from the Japanese fans. But both these teams are playing for their lives. The loser of this game cannot get through. Both teams have got some challenges ahead because Australia's already beaten Finland, but if Finland don't win this one and Japan don't win, they're out. They have no chance of advancing through to the next round.
Now, this is the second time that these two teams have met on the world stage. The last time was in 1964 during the Olympics. So quite a reunion as they have to claw and fight their way to stick around.
A long time coming, isn't it? And they both had a long history, and both teams have had challenges qualifying for the major events over that 60-something or almost 60-year period. And they've both got a splattering of NBA talent. Uday Baba just announced he's another one that's not in the NBA, but he's playing in the G League. And the big star for Japan is Yuta Watanabe, and he's now recently just been traded to the Phoenix Suns, spent last year with the Brooklyn Nets, and he was a big focus of what they were doing in that last game that they played against Japan, where you look at the final margin, it looks like a blowout, but in the second half, Japan really took it up to Germany.
Yeah, the final margin was 18, but it was Japan that came out and won the second half. Head coach Tom Hovas asked of his team, he said, listen, you can go one or two ways at halftime, and this team did not back down, and what they showed us is that they are capable of competing with the best in the world. Just moments ago, Germany upsetting Australia by 3, 85-82, which does throw a wrinkle in how Japan or Finland
they're in, but now, like you say, it's thrown a few wrinkles into it.
And before we get started, we'll begin with the opening national anthems. And now the national anthem for the host nation, Japan.
National anthem of Japan.
Japan with an opportunity to make history tonight. They have never beaten a European team here in FIBA World Cup competition. And it's a sellout crowd here inside Okinawa Arena. Japan and 8,500 of your favorite basketball friends all stuffed in here.
It is. It's a fantastic atmosphere in Japan. Have had their challenges in World Cup competition. They're now 5-22 following their loss the other night to Germany. They were winless in 2019 in the campaign, the last campaign in China.
The fans, though, coming out, they are proud, they believe, and the crowd is going to be impactful, something that Finland certainly had to anticipate.
That's right, but you can tell by those anthems and the singing that was there that a lot of Finland fans have made the journey and here to support their team, which is great to see.
And Finland's going to shake things up here on the second game. They are going to swap out in the point guard position. They're adding Ed-on and Makshuni in place of Myra Little, but they keep their captain on the floor, Saline, Kamwa, Yangjunen, and of course Markkanen, the centerpiece to this offense.
Well, here's the engine room to Finland. They've got some quality on the bench as well, but it's Lauri Markkanen that's going to be the determining factor with what we've seen so far. He's a superstar. He's put up huge numbers in the NBA the last season. He voted the most improved player in the NBA. And so the other night, we saw against Australia, he had the 19.7 of 17, and he couldn't change his mind without someone being right there, an Australian jersey being right there. They really focused in on him. And then we've got the sharpshooter, Saso Saline. He's a sharpshooter, and he was knocking it down. As you can see, the numbers, 4 of 8 from the land of plenty. And the coach is a well-traveled coach as well.
Lassi Tuavi, in fact, he is the second youngest coach here in World Cup play. The 36-year-old tasked with leading the Sasi Yangi team. That's their nickname, Sasi Yangi.
He has, but you know, he's a young coach, but he's coached in Turkey, in France, a lot of the times as assistant coaches, as an assistant coach, and he's inherited a team and done some good things.
For Japan, they've got the whole country on their shoulders, and they're going to stick with some consistency. The exact unit they rolled out against Germany with Togashi, Watanabe, Baba, Hawkinson, and Hara.
And Uday Baba was the standout for me. He gave them a lot of energy. As we mentioned, he plays in the G League in the United States. He's also had a season in Australia, so very familiar with his work, where he played with Melbourne United and won a title. Joshua Hawkins, you saw on your screen as well. He is another player that is a double-double waiting to happen. But this man on your screen, Watanabe, he is the go-to guy. He's lights out from the three-point line, shot at above 40% last season with the Nets. And in the game the other night, not so great from the three-point line, but overall pretty solid at 9 from 19. And Uday Baba, he was lights out. Look at the numbers, 6 of 7, 15 points, and the work he did running the lanes. Been more renowned as a defensive player throughout his career, but his shot's developing really strong, and a coach that has tasted success for Japan with the women's team.
Yeah, Tom Hovas got the call up to the men's team after leading the women's to the silver medal in Tokyo. Since then, he's helped the men's program reach the quarterfinals of the Asia Cup, something that hadn't been done in 7-8 years. Yeah. Japan looking to make history here tonight, but they're going to have to overcome some woes. And that first matchup on the floor against Germany, they only shot 17.1% from 3. They struggled.
Oh, did they ever? They were 6 of 35, and it's not just that it was a 17%, it was the volume of shots that you're taking that brought about that really poor shooting by Japan. Finland were no better.
I was just gonna say that. They had 19 turnovers against Australia.
And they were 6 of 26 also from the three-point line, so they had their problems putting the ball in the hole from beyond the arc.
So you imagine each of these teams had an off day per se to prepare for their next opponent?
Yeah, with so many games, 3 games in 5 days, it's a lot about body recovery and getting some rest, and I think that they would have focused more on the video review than the physical review.
Kattokaa ihan simppelit sisäpelit ja muut alkuun. Yksi mikä kiinnostaa on se, että jos Lauri tuo niin vitonen hyvällä backpickillä, siellä on niin pieniä puolustajia, niin ne ei pysty nyt pumppaamaan. Vitonen ja toinen, että kakkonen kato suora kurli korille aina. Turhaan mennä tekee pikkejä, menet suoraan korille.
Pelataan vitonen, niin anna mun olla kulmat. Koska jos kakkonen tai vitonen on siellä, niin siellä ei ketään ketä auttaa.
So Japan believes this is theirs of the taking. Japan making their 6th World Cup appearance here in Okinawa. They have much more experience. Finland, just their 2nd trip to the World Games, and have only won once on the World Cup stage. A very young program.
What it is, it's young as far as being competitive, that's for sure. And anytime you get the good fortune to have a superstar like Lauri Markkanen come into your lineup, that is just an incredible asset to Finland. With Saso Salin, he's also one to look out for as you're watching him. Number 9, can really shoot the ball.
And he's the only player for Finland on the floor that walks in with World Cup experience from the 2014 games. So we'll have to see how that leadership pans out here in this deafening arena.
Yeah, that's for sure.
If we had a decibel meter, I don't even know what it would be reading right now. So Kamwa and Hawkinson here to jump.
Guys, from my side, good luck.
And it's Japan that gets the first possession. Hawkinson loses the handle. Quickly back to Togashi, the captain of this squad. Hara.
Stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds.
And although there was the fumble that we saw from Hawkinson, I like the fact that they were being patient. If nothing wide open is on, just trying to use the clock, keep the score as low as you possibly can, and looking for those shots in the last 6 seconds rather than the first. Oh my.
Salin feeding on the block, a miss by Makshuni. So step up 3 lefty. Attempt there by Watanabe, his teammates sticking with it.
Wow, every action. Simple plays. You've got the Japanese fans riding every pass, every rebound attempt. It is a wonderful atmosphere and a tremendous home court advantage Japan has created for themselves.
The defense picking up full court. Markkanen, first touch, working around the horn. They're driving with Kamwa. And a whistle.
Off the ball. It was Togashi. There was a switch. And Togashi, the smallest player in this World Cup, he only stands at 167 centimeters.
So a fresh shot clock now here for Finland. Salin back to Makshuni. Markkanen, 3-ball. Off its mark, another shot. How about it? Makshuni gets it this go round.
And that's going to be a factor throughout the course of the game. The ability for Japan to rebound, box out and rebound.
Markkanen, that one slipped out of his hands. And all alone, we've got Baba Saline catches him sleeping, and we're off to the races. Through traffic, Watanabe. A counterattack here by Japan.
Well, the two main men for Japan get on the scoreboard nice and early.
The feed, Markkanen, block. That one's too easy.
It is too easy. Real simple action up the top. Simple shuffle cut from the top, and need a lot more defensive pressure. We saw Japan have a look at and played a lot of zone against Germany. You can see why if their man-to-man defense is going to be that porous.
Togashi back to Hawkinson. That one was pretty. And one, my friend. Josh Hawkinson going to the line.
It is, and it's hard not to get caught up in the emotion of the building. It wasn't a lot. I don't know where the foul was. But he gets to the line. The bench is active. And Watanabe, if you didn't see him on the screen, he's expressed more emotion than I've seen of any player so far. Pumping his fist and really showing some excitement. Great to see.
So this is a do-or-go-home situation, essentially, between these two teams. Japan and Finland in Group E play, both in dire need of a victory to stay somehow in contention here. Markkanen backdoor interrupted. Japan, takeaway. Watanabe, no! Hawkinson, cleanup man, will reset. Watanabe going baseline. And the defensive stop there by Kamwa.
When you hear that action, it's hard to know whether it was an actual foul or not. The crowd is that loud, you can't hear a whistle. So Watanabe, after there, he thought he got fouled, and there was kind of a pause from the players because they thought, well, there might have been a whistle, but there wasn't. Just couldn't hear anything.
Talk about having a sixth man in the arena. The fans in unison, at least for Japan now, chanting. And a foul against Hara.
Yeah, Hara, although it's a foul, I like it. He's up in the lanes. They're trying to put some pressure on the ball and be disruptive. If Finland are just allowed to execute their action, size and talent will prevail. You've got to be disruptive, and they're doing a good job so far, Japan.
Makshuni off, and Hawkinson cleans the board. Togashi driving, will lay up the floater. I think it was intended for Hawkinson. Saline surveying. Markkanen cutting to the basket. Defense collapses. Makshuni streaks. And again, the pull down by Hawkinson.
A couple of really good defensive sets by Japan.
Togashi trying to work off the screen. He'll pull the trigger. Teammate Baba. Second chance here for Japan. A blocking foul. Finland's second team foul.
Love the energy. Uday Baba just attacking the glass. Comes up with another opportunity and puts it to the deck and draws the foul. Just a really, really good start from Japan to engage the fans early. Get Finland thinking about it.
Kawamura steps on to run point for Togashi. Baba will take it in. An extra feed to Hawkinson. He'll hang on tight. No, he'll step out of bounds.
Just fumbled it. Wasn't expecting it. It was a Beautiful pass, and it was on the bounce. The ball actually hit the baseline. And another turnover for Japan, and that's another factor that really hurt them. You saw the graphic before the game and what happened against Germany, and there's a blood rule. That's already now 3 turnovers, blood rule, so we're going to have a substitution. It's Watanabe that's got a problem. Left forearm, blood, so he'll just get taped up, put a bit of Vaseline on it, wrap some tape around it, and he'll be back in no time.
Myra Little, some extra guard support now here for Finland. The double comes, the pounce. And Japan wanted that. This will stay though with Finland.
Yeah, they don't like it. Have a look. Yeah, it looked like the Little had a reach at it. But here's the thing, you want to do the review, but you don't want to risk it on so early in the game. You want to try and save that if there's a critical moment later on in the game, but really looked like the officials got that one wrong.
So, and Hawkinson continue to be a disruptor down there.
Well, he is just a rebound waiting to happen. He had 10 boards in the game against Germany, which had size all over the place, but he still was able to do that. He's averaged a double-double. That's 10+ points and 10 rebounds throughout his 4-year college career at Washington State.
Kawamura. The seas parted. He dished. And the ball is stripped away. Alex Murphy there. Celine. Little gets it to the big guy, and it's a takeaway.
Big stage for Little.
Baba, fearless in that stroke, in and out. Murphy flashing. Matson hits Miro. No, back-to-back takeaways and turnovers for Finland. Kawamura. Yes, Hawkinson needs tackled from behind.
And that might get a review as well. Excessive contact can result in an unsportsmanlike and 2-on possession, and although there was nothing
Why should be? He hit him in the head. He go for the ball.
intentionally malicious, it doesn't matter if you can still go on the ball, but if it's excessive contact, it still can fall into that category as I understand it. But it's not to be. Coming from behind, you see it, that is tough when you're up. You've got the feet off the ground, you're going up to dunk it, guy comes in and pushes you from behind, and gee, that's walking a fine line. Myra Little, we spoke about, just checked into the game. He's had a rough start. He's only a youngster, 19 years of age, coming onto the big stage. Started in the game that we saw against Australia, coming off the bench.
5 points and 4 rebounds for Hawkinson so far. Tuning. The foul comes on the floor. Welcome back to the floor, Yuta Watanabe, the newest member of the Phoenix Suns. And Baba will get a well-deserved breather. Shot up and off. Flying through there was Matson.
Rough start from the field, 2 of 10, excuse me, 20% for Finland.
Yajima to Kawamura. Some handles in there. Forced to take the 3, and he's got a shot to make it 4. Hiyajima. This place is exploding.
It is, and shot clock running down, still had a bit more time, and they come into his landing space, and they got that foul. Was it on Granderson? Jacob Granderson picks up the foul.
Hiyajima with the 4-point play. His team out in front by 8. It's 13-3 with 3:42 to play in the first.
Really like the extended defense by Japan, making them work for it rather than just coming down in their comfortable positions. And
Madsen with the hook.
nice hook.
Kind of silenced the crowd here. You know, Japan built a lot of confidence there in the second half against Germany. They won those final 2 quarters. And Kawamura, the smallest guy on the court right now, just going right through the gut of Finland.
Oh, it is. No weak side help. Easy too. Japan at both ends of the floor. They look like the more composed team.
Murphy, excuse me, that's Madsen. Backdoor feed, Hawkinson, low ball. Kawamura again. Hiyajima, little pump fake, gonna take it up strong, and he will shoot 2. And that's gonna put Japan in the bonus. They'll be shooting the rest of the way here in the first.
A couple of good minutes here for Hiyajima. Knocked down the 3 ball at the 4-point play. And now he gets to the free throw line on another good penetration. And this defense by Finland, it's a lot of holes in it, able to get to the rim. You look at the size, big size advantage in this one to Finland, but they're not using it to their advantage on the defensive end. On average, 8-centimeter difference between these two teams. Japan average out at 192. Finland, a more common 199.
Markkanen back on the floor for Finland. His coach and GM from the Utah Jazz are here in attendance, right next to Dirk Nowitzki at midcourt. Take away, Yoshi. The feed and pull by Watanabe off its mark. And a foul against Kawamata.
Watanabe just rushed it a little. He's a 3-point shooter, but that's one with his size that you got to find that balance, because they had the advantage in attacking the rim, putting some heat on the rim as well. And he's got some athleticism. He can finish at the rim just as well as he can shoot threes.
Markkanen, extra pass again. A real faulty era.
6 turnovers for Finland. They're getting caught up in the emotion. The fans, the atmosphere, some uncharacteristic decision-making by Finland. They're getting rushed and playing right into the hands of Japan. Give Japan credit. The extended defense, the ball pressure, forcing Finland into a lot of these turnovers.
Hiyajima with the ball driving. And the screen there, so he had an easy bunny. Got to give Kawamata some love there for being in the right place. Murphy, feed, finish. The reverse underneath by Gradison. 6-point game, Japan in front. Kawamura behind the screen, in and out. Kamwa slows things down. Markkinen, only one way, he's going right to the rack.
That was impressive, just bully ball. Markkinen had the step, and with that size, finishes at the rim. Easy two for him.
And a foul handed over by Grandison. And so we're going to see Hijima back on that free throw line.
And look, bully ball I was talking about. Hanabe's right there, but Markkinen using all his strength and size to back it right to the front of the rim. Well, this has been an impressive start by Japan.
6 points for number 6, 8 points for Hijima. Pushes the lead back out to 6. The pressure staying back. Makshuni feeds up, and the foul on the way up. So Mikael Juntunen will set up on the free throw line.
There's the head coach
For the Utah Jazz. Mr. Will Hardy in the house. His GM, Justin Zanuck, as well here on the business trip.
Fun trip, fun place to come. Beautiful atmosphere here in the gym, and this whole city is engaged in World Cup basketball fever.
Under 30 seconds to go. Kawamura with the ball. Pull-up elbow shot. It goes in. This Japanese squad looks completely different than we saw 2 nights ago.
It really is starting at this end of the floor.
Salim, a long 2, misses. Hitting the deck hard. Finland frustrated. And after the first 10 minutes of play, it's Japan up by 7, 22-15.
And listen to the fans. Could not have asked for a better start if you're in Team Japan. At both ends of the floor, a lot of their offense being generated from their defense, the good ball pressure, picking up full court, being as disruptive as possible and forcing Finland into turnovers. We look at the shooting numbers, and well down for Finland, only 38%, a healthy 47% for Japan. And they haven't really got it going from the three-point line either, only 1 of 7. Finland, well, they're 2 of 6, 16 field goal attempts, only 6 of them coming from the three-point line. But it's been an exciting start. Leading scorer.
And an early catalyst here for Japan. And Josh Hawkinson, the 28-year-old American, the naturalized player for Japan, getting some help from Hijima.
Well, Hijima has been the one. He's come on and got the 9 points, perfect from the field. Missed a free throw, only 4 or 5 there, but field goals. And didn't they get a lift that time by Kawamura coming off the bench? Didn't start, but he gave him a real spark. Hit some shots, the penetration and a dish, come away with 3 assists as well.
And so now we've got Yuki Togashi back on the floor. Perfect time to make sure you scan that QR code and have that Courtside 1891 app in your hand for all the streaming schedules, scores, all the deets you want on these players on the court in the palm of your hand. Markkinen with just 4 points here after the first quarter. But we've seen when he touches the ball, it's danger for Japan.
And your point there about when he touches it, to my liking, he's not touching it enough. Got to play through him a little bit more. Only had the 3 field goal attempts, 2 of 3. We'll find a way to get him more touches.
Spin move. A little hook with the left for Jantunen. Watanabe up to Hawkinson. Quickly into the hands of the guard, Togashi. Setting up in the half court. Yoshi with 7 to shoot. Drives at Markkanen. Trying to create a move. Markkanen had a tip on there.
Wow. Hawkinson doing what Hawkinson does best, and that is go get the ball. And it was just completely caught out of position was Valtunen, and he comes up with a foul, pushing foul on the rebound attempt.
So fresh shot clock for Japan. And a deep 3 attempt off its mark for Hara.
And Hara's got to be more game aware. Still 9 seconds left in that possession. Forces one from a meter or so beyond the 3-point line. Didn't need to do that. Wild shot results in an air ball.
Jantunen threading it to Valtunen. And a takeaway. Mikael Jantunen, extra pass, do it again.
On that quarter time break, the way that Finland have come out, the message has been pick it up on the defensive end, and that they have done. Coming away, gee whiz, a lot of ball on that last one, and rightly so. Japan want to have a chat about it. They call a timeout.
Okay, everybody, this one is for the kids. I'm ready for an overdose of cuteness. Are you ready?
What happened on the... What happened? どうしたの？あれはどうしたの？4番、3番で両方とも出てるから。飛びってやれだから3番の方が。あれはput no defense. Switch しない。
Defense, don't switch. Don't switch. Don't switch.
Switch しない。
Okay, don't switch.
Alright?
Alright?
もう普通のベースディフェンスやろう。
Base. Alright?
あー、トミが入ってる。
Tommy's in. Alright?
Let's run. Slot. Now we have a shooter in there to space it out. If we have a chance to penetrate, all right? Hey, let's keep it going.
Let's go.
So a 4-0 run for Finland here. And you're starting to feel a little bit of a tide swing.
Certainly was, and I like the timeout call by Tom Horvath. He senses the momentum swinging. Just want to settle the crew down.
Japan led by as many as 8 in the first quarter. And Valtunen hits his first. The 24-year-old who plays professionally in Spain on the free throw line. Makes them both count, 1-point game. Tominaga, deep. This guy is on fire.
Well, that's what he does. He plays his ball right now at the collegiate level in the States.
Markkanen turn and shoot. That one's good. Kept it high. Tominaga, just 22 years old. University of Nebraska. Also the same colors as Japan, red and white.
And shoots it at over 40% from the three-point line at the collegiate level.
Togashi through traffic. This one going the other way. Another look.
There's the flare screen. And that's tough. It was a contested three. It wasn't just a wide open one. Sees it, knocks it down.
Marketing will try it from deep this go round. And a push underneath the basket. A foul against Japan. Gonna go against Tominaga. That's gonna be Japan's second personal, or excuse me, second team foul.
Shot clock issue. They hadn't reset it to 14.
Everything ready to go now. Markkinen to Matsuni. And how pesky is Togashi being right here? Too pesky. The foul handed over.
A little too much. But I don't mind it. And just again, Japan just can't play regular basketball. They need to junk it up. They need to be disruptive. And sometimes you got to live with some fouls.
Kawamura will step on in his place.
Yeah, the team scoring in the first quarter with the 9 points. Kawamura.
Salim driving right. Everybody cutting to the basket. And Hawkinson gobbling up the rebound. Watanabe. Marketing with the block. That's the matchup everybody in this gym wants to see.
Yeah, and how's the pace of Watanabe? Just put on the Jets. That's a big guy running the floor. And they call it for a blocking foul. Again, I don't see it. So perhaps a little home cooking, kicking in. A lot of ball. I think Markkinen agrees with me as well.
So that's Markkinen's first. Matsuni will step off and get a breather.
But that's a big guy. Watanabe. 6'9" in your language, 206 in mine. That's a big guy that went to an extra gear in order to get to the rim.
Plays in the States, or will be at least for the Phoenix Suns this next NBA season, as the lefty misses both of those free throws. Only 2 points here in this contest.
Zone defense now. The last couple of possessions for Japan.
A turn and shoot, and miss there by Finland. Kawamura calls out the O. Working off the screen.
Oh,
Watanabe, baseline three, won't go in.
really good look and great action. Hammer screen on the weak side. They found their shooter, not able to put it in.
And then Markkinen's just gonna come right at you on the other end.
Watanabe missed that one, and he's asked for a sub. He's not even waiting for coach. He's just walking the sideline. He said, I need a spell.
And for Watanabe too, he's dealing with some on-again, off-again injuries. Had a calf injury about a month and a half ago, a sprained ankle after that. He's really only been practicing the last 3 or 4 days here in Okinawa. So we have been seeing him get a little winded, and rightfully so. He's dealing with a lot of different things right now.
Well, it is, but he's the engine room for Japan, so they're hoping a little quick breather, a minute or two, and getting back out there. They bring back Uday Baba for him.
7 points for Markkanen. How about this one? Okay, Tominaga, his second three-pointer of the game.
Same play. Back pick, hammer screen on the weak side. And good find by Koala.
Markkanen, take with the right, no.
Mura, we saw him on that last pass, and now just the penetration. He's causing all sorts of havoc out there with his penetration, the speed at which he can get to the rim.
Rantunen scanning. Mira, Little, top of the key, drains it.
The youngster steps up at a big moment.
And Hawkinson needing some help. Baba. Hawkinson posted up. He'll spin. And a foul is called.
Rantunen. There's that hammer. You see the weak side screen and just the communication not quite there for Finland. And we see the wide open three ball.
Off the game, back within one. Four to shoot. Kawamura with the ball. Floater he decides to go with.
Now, Tominaga's hit a couple of threes. They should be calling some plays for him. Get it into his hands, and while he's hot.
Rantunen, a fiery hand to follow up.
In the last couple of possessions now for Finland, they've found themselves some really good wide open looks. They struggled against Australia, but when they're that wide open, they're going to make more than they miss.
Finland with the lead. Baba wants a little bit more. And a takeaway. Little, wow, a bullet over to Rantunen. And he'll streak down the lane. No, Hawkinson says, not in my house. Get out of here, kid.
Yeah, good recovery. Hawkinson, that last line of defense. And a timeout. I think it's coming a good time for Japan just to catch their breath. You see when the intensity's not there on the defensive end, some wide open looks, which they can't afford.
Help him out. When we bring the ball, make sure you set up screens or flash.
で、オフェンスの時にもうスワットでもいい。もうパスカット、move. Alright, Tommy's getting hot. We can run honey big. Yeah, you switch it.
Another look at a pair of three balls for Finland that has given them the lead. First it was Little, and then getting in on the action. Was his
but look,
teammate.
there's no one within 3 meters of him. Wide open. And at this level, doesn't matter who it is, they're going to be able to make it. And I like the call. Coach Hovas agreeing with me. Tominaga got hot and just encouraging his players to play through him. Those little hammer screens on the weak side have worked a treat. Watanabe comes back in to the contest as well, so there's another shooter on the floor. Watanabe, only 1 of 5, 2 points.
Rantunen here. And foul by Tominaga.
Just while he was in the air, Tominaga, I like the aggressive attempt, but just got into his legs, took his legs out, and it's going to send Finland to the free throw line.
We're in the bonus here for the next 3:48. And that was Japan's 5th team foul. And the fans picking up the noise in here.
Oh, Jantunen. He's very experienced as well. Plays in a good league. Plays for Treviso in Italy. And an outstanding shooter last season in that league with Treviso was 89.8%. Let's round it up to 90 from the free throw line. And he knocks those two down.
So Finland with their biggest lead of the game by 4. Hawkinson.
Oh, they get the mismatch, and Hawkinson looks like he's...
And they're going to call it against Hawkinson.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And astonishment, Little behind him.
Oh, don't know what. It looked like he got pushed.
We can check, no problem.
Gee.
Definitely not a house call there.
Well, they had the mismatch. They did the right thing. Little was trying to guard Hawkinson down low. And somehow or other, Finland come up with it.
On the run, Jantunen.
They just can't get stops, Japan. Unlike it was in the first quarter.
Yoshida resetting here. Backdoor thread. Hyajima working to put it up. And he's earned 2 freebies.
Well, its scoring has been really hard. A couple of 3 balls, but in this quarter, we've played 7 minutes already. Finland have cranked up the defense and restricted Japan to only 6 points in the quarter. And we spoke earlier, they were in the high 50s, Japan, and it's plummeted all the way down to 41, 9 of 22, and 3 of 11 from the 3-point line.
And before those free throws will happen, we've got a timeout here on the floor. We're going to try and listen in here to the Finland huddle.
Alright, hey, we go press break like this. Suomeksi voi mennä. Mä haluan Laurille pallon tonne. Henkka lähde aikaisin, Lauri odota. Saadaan tohon, ne trappää sen todennäköisesti. Todennäköisesti tulee tää paikka prässi, jolloin Mikke astuu. Syötetään Henkka, älä lähde speedaa, vaan tuolta Miro vetää give and go. Ja Olli päätyy silloin, kun Miro tulee tuolta, niin saadaan 2-1, okei? Okay?
Niin mä annan Mikelle.
Joo, Mikelle eteenpäin, jos vaan vapaa, älä pakota, mut syöttö sulle tän.
Mä hoidan sitä maa, kaikki mitä
joo, jos ei, niin me mennään ihan simppelisti Laurille sisään down.
So Finland here, 6-point advantage. Markkanen coming back on the floor. Japan unable to find an answer on defense here and make a stop. Much else, add more points to the scoreboard here in the second quarter.
You saw the size disadvantage that Togashi had when he's up against trying to guard Markkanen at the top.
5'6" Togashi, and then Markkanen standing at 7'10".
Togashi, the smallest player, the shortest, I should say, in the entire World Cup. But he plays with a lot of heart, a lot of spirit. Able to camouflage some of those height challenges that he faces.
Hyajima hits both. He's in double digits scoring.
Staying with this zone defense. Japan.
Jantunen on the block. Hawkinson, rebound. Running with Japan. Baba trying to make something out of nothing. Little to Markkanen. Going baseline. Somehow the pass gets through there. Kick out to Markkanen, and he nails the three-pointer. The finisher.
They work their way through that really well, Finland. The penetration dish, the extra pass eventually finds a really good three-point shooter, wide open. Got the mismatch again. Hawkinson down low. They got
Yojima banging here and one. The 33-year-old playing his heart out.
It is. It is playing his heart out. There's no doubt about that. As is this entire Japan team. They've had their problems finding points. They've been outscored 22-10 in the second quarter. But leading off the energy from the crowd. Jima now with 13, make that 14 points. And he's still perfect from the field. 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
Salim back to Makshuni. Makshuni, mid-range jumper. That goes in.
I think they got to get out of this zone, or at the very least mix it up. Possession here, possession there to try and add some confusion to it. But right now, Finland have worked out the answer and how they're going to beat this zone defense.
Another one by Josh Hawkinson. Flashing his Kumwar, calls for it.
Just as I say that, Japan back into it, man-to-man.
And in the eye of Hawkinson. Under a minute to play here in the half. Hawkinson will skip pass, it's taken away. Salim reads it. The feed to Markkanen, and there's the slam. Finland adding to their lead here before the break.
Well, they didn't drop their head straight away. They tried to counterpunch, turnover. Easy two for Markkanen, but straight away, you see Watanabe gets it in bounds, and they go back. And what an asset it is to have a guy of Markkanen's size that can shoot the three, runs the floor as good as most. And Hawkinson, who has just been a beast on the boards. He's got 9 rebounds already in this one, and we got 38 seconds still to play. 9 rebounds, 7 points for Hawkinson. He's well and truly on track for his double-double.
The officials here taking some time to review the tape.
39.9.
Make sure they got the clock right.
39.9 game clock.
That's how precise they want to be in making sure that they get the game clock all sorted.
Gotta wait until that adjustment's made.
Having some problems. There we go.
So on the free throw line, Josh Hawkinson, the 28-year-old, who played some college ball at Washington State. He's the naturalized player for Japan.
He didn't just play it, he played it exceptionally well. Got a couple of school records at his time there, and most importantly, the school record of double-doubles and rebounds, all-time leading rebounder.
with the ball. Driving dish. Kamwa comes alive. Silent assailant there. His team up by 10. Hyojima, 7 seconds. Right at Kamwa.
Needed to shoot that. The pass was a lot harder than the shot. Hyojima already had the 14 points. Let it fly. And see Hawkinson just going up and telling him, hey, I want you to shoot that. You get out that close to the paint, that deep, and there's only a couple of seconds remaining. Finland, they got one apiece, can't take them with you, so it takes the time out. And they'll be looking for some play that involves a full court pass, try and get it into a more attractive shooting position.
Edon avaa. Henkka ja Sasu. Sillä tavalla. Sasu. Sillä näin kuin jo totta. Eli toistepäin. Lauri. Sasu läpi. Henkka hakee pallon. Lauri plässää Olli. Sasu vetää tonne. Ja sit kääntykää ja haastakaa virhe.
A look at the 22-8 run in the last 5:25. Finland jumped out in front. They trailed by as many as 8 in the first quarter. Now they'll get the ball with 2.3 to play. We did see a buzzer beater. Was it today's game? Yesterday's.
Three-quarter shot.
Three-quarter shot. It was incredible. All right, Markkanen with the ball. And nothing there. So after the first half of play, it's Finland that flips the script. They lead now by 10. The scoreboard reads 46-36. Markkanen on your screen right there. He's got 12 points.
It is, and Japan will go into this halftime break disappointed with that second quarter. Only had 14 points, and okay, you might have your ups and lows on the offensive end, but it's the giving up of 31. They held Finland at 15 in the first, but it was an offense explosion of 31 points in the second quarter for Finland. And its shooting percentages were solid without being spectacular. And rebound count, pretty good. Turnovers started to get a little sloppy with it in that second. And Hyojima, he was the one that led the way with the 14, Hawkinson with 8. Markkanen, as you mentioned, leading the way for Finland, but it's Hyojima with the 14, and surprising, Watanabe, the superstar, only has the 2. And even more importantly, restricted to only 5 field goal attempts, 1 of 5. So they'll go into this halftime break thinking, hey, we get him going, get Uday Bubba, scoreboard ticking over for him a little bit more, and they can tidy up their work on the offensive end. But the big issue, how do we stop them from getting another 31?
Look at the differential here. You're saying it. Needing to get more touches for Watanabe. But he looks a little depleted out there.
Yeah, he did. He called for a sub a couple of times. And you saw they got some contributions from Jon Tunen. And just the work around the rim. And of course, Voltunen, he also chipped in. But
and then the youngster, the 22-year-old here, Tominaga.
Yeah, he's lights out. That's what he does. And he does it well. And how they tried it and had a look at his zone. I think they stayed in the zone a little too long. There's Tominaga, like you mentioned, he can shoot the 3-ball. But they stayed in the zone too long. Finland figured it out, and they, at the very least, I think trying to mix it up is going to be the answer. Myra Little up and down the 3-ball, and that really got him going in that second quarter. They're shooting it at 6 of 11. This is a team that really struggled from the three-point line against Australia, and they were 6 of 26. They're already 6 of 11 at 55%. And when you look at these highlights, you see the quality of shots they're getting. That's why they're shooting at such a high clip.
And Kamkwa with a nice little three ball to put his team up by 10. It's halftime, 46-36, Finland out in front.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Play they brought into the team now. Jones, that top scorer from the NBA G League. Alley oops. Oh my goodness gracious! Well, good evening, Manila. What a way to start here from South Sudan.
After good work from Reeves.
Great read on the come. Diaz in the pass lane almost comes up and Mula goes up. Oh! Garuba from the weak side just again defends the ring. Thiago pushes, comes off the ball screen in transition. Through his legs, a little bit of showtime for two is good. And welcome to the World Cup party, Brazil.
Great job, nice start. He played in 10 games for Brazil during the qualifiers for them to make it to this tournament, averaging just under 15 points.
Abbas had a look, doesn't score. Tetecumpo drives in. Are you kidding me? And one. What a shot. Illy. Oh, Tankero.
Shoulder down, head down. Extra pass made, his buddy Toby.
The vision, the execution.
Zaze backdoor feed, and this place is exploding. Tokos and Jelia.
Well, it's a nice finish, but again, it's that man, Sinsaze, setting it up. Good call, gets Shengalia.
Neto into the lane behind the back. Oh, what a throwdown. And you can see Coach Demir, do I take the timeout, do I not? 10-4 start for Brazil, and it's all been at the ring.
Zamora will let it fly from
Wow!
Jordan, he gets it before the half! Holy smokes, Jordan Zamora!
Well, that's symbolic of the shooting we've seen from Venezuela this first half. From the three-point line, 12 of 25 in the three-pointer. Leg bomb, nothing but net.
Away in the flush. That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Back here in Okinawa Arena, it's Lauri Markkanen leading the way for Finland as they have a 10-point lead here at halftime. Despina Barton alongside Andrew Gaze. He's shooting 80% from the field and has showed us A beautiful 3 from downtown. What can't this young man do?
Not much. He's an elite player that is going to have a long, long career at the highest level. He can do it in so many different ways, inside, outside. You've seen the agility of the man. He's already, last season, was an NBA All-Star, NBA Most Improved Player. When he first entered the NBA, he was on the NBA All-Rookie first team. And let's not forget the work that he's done, as we see the 12 points, 5 of 8, the work that he's done in his homeland as well. 6 times Finnish Player of the Year. So he's well recognised. Played 4 games in the qualification series, averaged 23 points and 9 boards. And at the other end, it's number 6 for Japan, Hiyajima. Makoto Hiyajima, and he's getting it done, finding his way. He's 3 of 3 from the field, and what he's done is attack the rim. So we see the setback, 4-point play opportunity, but he's attacked the rim and got rewarded by getting to the free throw line. 7 of 8 from the free throw line. So of the 15 attempts that Japan have made, where they're 11 of 15, he's had 8 of them. With plays like that, the bump, the and one. And look at this shot chart. 1-3 ball. They're the only 3 field goals he's taken. The others he's been fouled on and gone to the free throw line.
I want this guy on my team.
Yeah, efficient. And if he doesn't knock it down, he's getting fouled. Coaches love that these days. In any days they like it, but the way the game's played now, it's all about trying to get to the rim and finish in traffic or work your way to the free throw line. And anytime you've had 8 free throws in a half, it's pretty good numbers.
And if you're just joining us, it is halftime between Group E, Finland, Japan. You have to win tonight to stay in contention. And even after a win tonight, it would be a rocky road potentially to advance to the second round, but a loss would send you to the bottom end of the bracket.
Well, that's right. But if Japan was to win, their fate's in their own hands. They win here and can cause an upset against Australia. They go through. Finland, having already lost to Australia, they get the win here. They need Japan to beat Australia for them to advance. Because if they tie, both teams tie, Australia ties after that loss today with Finland, 2-1, it goes to the head-to-head. And Australia having the win over Finland would give them the advantage. And we saw one of, well, I would say, haven't seen all the games, but I've seen a lot of them in this World Cup tournament, that the game of the tournament so far between 2 powerhouse teams in Australia and Germany, with Germany with an 85-82 win. Just a high quality game, the other 2 teams in this pool. That's why it's called the pool of death. Finland, they're no slouches. But Germany and Australia, they're in another level above.
A look here at the leaders for Finland, making their 2nd World Cup appearance. Lassi Tuovi is their head coach. This is a team that saw themselves down by 8 in the first quarter, battled back. And this arena, nearly, you could not hear your own thoughts. They were in the heads of Finland. And then after everybody settled in, that's when we started to see the finish pull away.
And Finland got to find a way to get Saso Salin going as well. He's hasn't seen a lot of the ball, but he's 0 of 4 in the contest in his 13 minutes of action, and he's coming off a 13-point outing. So he's one of the veterans of this squad. Find ways in these games to get your targets, get your guys going.
And this is just the 2nd all-time meeting between these 2 teams, Finland and Japan. The last one was in 1964 during the Olympics. If Japan were to somehow, and they're in play, if they were to defeat Finland, this would be the first European victory for them, or victory over a European squad, which would be making history.
Yeah, they got to do some, after a really good first quarter, they were able to put 22 points on the board. Just dried up in that second. And they really need to play a style of play that keeps the scores at the end in the 70s or low 80s. And right now with Finland on 46, that's too many. Japan don't have the same depth, the same scoring firepower. If they have to get over 90 to win, the odds are well and truly stacked against them.
And Finland, they're fighting to snag their second ever World Cup victory, the first one here in this. Minutes, what will you be focusing in on? What will be the keys if Japan wants to get back into this?
Well, find a way to get your shooters going. Find a way to get the ball in the right people's hands. And clearly, you can't have a 31-point quarter like Finland had in the second. So, what they do on the defensive end.
Underway here in the second half. Kawamura driving, gets it up to Hawkinson.
Great pass.
Markkanen will take it for himself. Found fitting, since nobody else could get open.
Watanabe gave him too much space. Need to make him put it to the floor, and there's a turnover.
Markkanen, the finishing end. The pass there by Kamwa. Baba will get the ball in motion here. Kawamura back to Hawkinson. There's the contact. And Jantunen will pick up his second personal.
Mikael Jantunen, he's got the job on Watanabe, and he's doing a great job with it. And we see this gap. Watanabe just got on his heels. On his heels, couple of steps back. You can't do that with, well, Markkanen. He's just too good from the three-point line.
Hawkinson gets them both. That's going to put him in 12 points. And I believe he's already got his double-double. You have to check out that stat line for me. Andrew is Nakshuni hits a three to combine with Markkanen's 5 points this quarter. On the run, kept it high,
Kawamura knew that Markkanen was there, had to put a little extra arc on it, and got the nice kiss off the basket, and that's a foul. Not quite the double-double yet. Still got the 9 rebounds.
One away, I was close.
Look at the extra arc on it. Now that's a Kawamura, who he's used to having to deal with going at big guys.
Markkanen being guarded there. Watanabe. There you go. There's his double-double.
Gee. Mokshunen just tackled him, grabbed him. Very hard to the officials to ignore contact like we just saw there from Mokshunen. Not Mokshunen. He's to be a little bit more subtle.
2 turnovers here for Japan in the start of the third. Watanabe had a hand on that one. Markkanen going to work.
Markkanen doesn't like it.
And a warning here.
Really upset. Let's have a look. No, he's there. I don't mind the call. Was that Hijima coming over from the weak side to help out? I think it was. He got out beyond the no-charge line. And Uday Bubba checks out of the game. As I said, I think he's one of the keys to try and get going. Instead, he has a spell.
Kawamura underneath the basket will turn and shoot. Kiss off the glass. That one feels good. He's got 8. Kamwa. Back in the hands of Altunen. Makshuni, elbow, mid-range, good.
Just a misdirection. 2 or 3 dribble handoffs. And the defense, a real issue for Japan.
Hijima, red hot. How about it? He's got 17. And the block on the other end, Watanabe. Moving quickly here with Kawamura. Hawkinson, miss. All right, here's a 3 opportunity. That was for Salim. And Japan ball.
Good use of the on-ball screen. And that time there, you just want your defense, the guy on the screener, come up a lot higher.
Hijima still perfect from the field.
Yeah, and they would have been aware of that. Hijima had the 14 points at halftime, and on those on-ball screens, got to be a lot higher and show the hand, try and contest, try and cool him down.
Kawamura creates his own. Won't stay down. We're running with Finland. A whistle away from the ball. A collision between Yantunen.
Yoshi, who's come on and Yoshi, we saw him picked up that foul. When they're doing their dribble handoffs, they've got to make a decision whether they're going to go over the top or they're going to go through. And right now, I think that he tried to go over the top, and that's what caused the foul. But trying to gap that and just get through and try and take away the penetration. Sure, you might be a little bit more exposed from the perimeter, but it's the lesser of 2 evils right now for Japan.
Left alone, corner shot, Baltunen makes him pay. Finland pushing out their lead.
This is white hot, 9-15 from the three-point line.
Yoshi, nothing there, but he'll get a shot to add 2 to the scoreboard. Foul handed over. His team down by 12.
It is, and you see how wide open it is. You got to have your help weak side rotations. You've got to have, they had 2 guys trying to fill that paint. You've got to have the crowd there, but it's where the communication and the defensive rules, you've got someone that's going to be guarding 2, but they shouldn't be coming from that far away. Now the fans in Japan getting caught up in the offense, and that's great, but when you're trailing it, you've got to find a way to get some stops, and they haven't found the answer so far in the first few minutes, 3 minutes here at the start of the third period.
So Yoshi makes both. Little controls the handle, the block from behind.
And the stare down.
Hirotaka Yoshi.
And look at, there's the block, and then got to be careful. You don't want to pick up an unnecessary foul. They're trying to celebrate and enjoy your own work, but it was a nice play. Yoshi timed it well. The youngster Myra a little far out, wasn't able to power it up.
Markkanen drawing 3 white jerseys, kicks it out. Little inside-outside game, give and go. Baltunen on the finishing end. So Utah, Watanabe. Over to Hawkinson. Kawamura. Trying to lose his defender. Watanabe now with 2 to shoot. He'll go right in, he gets it 9, Markkanen there. And slow to get up.
What a defensive play by Markkanen.
It was Watanabe. Here's another look.
So look at Markkanen, he reads it, knows Watanabe is going up, and Markkanen just protecting the rim. And down the other end, because of Watanabe sprawled out all over the floor, there was you saw the foul, and Markkanen just wanting the unsportsmanlike, wasn't going to get that one. Crucial couple of minutes. Oh, hello.
Good night.
Great pass. It's an easy pass, I guess, when you've got a guy like Markkanen with his size. You can just throw it up anywhere. He'll go get it for you.
23 points for Markkanen. As he caught Japan sleeping here on defense. Hijima. Hawkinson. No, we're running with Little. And Yoshi slows him down.
Yoshi again. Japan running the gauntlet about trying to stop the ball. Again, have a look at the pass. Beautiful pass by Myro Little. And Lauri Markkanen. It's a guy that got a huge advantage there. 213 centimeters tall. And that's always nice when you're making those passes to know that there's a lot more margin for error when you've got a big fella coming at the rim.
I know his parents are in the stands. We've shown them a few times here on the screen. Big family affair for everybody involved here in the FIBA Men's World Cup. Little picks up his dribble. Last touch by Japan. Yeah, Jima wants a review.
and the coach wants to review it as well.
So Tom Hovas.
Might have been a bang-bang play. Hiyajima was very confident. There we see he hits it. Ooh, hard to tell.
Okay, we have after possible review for the out of bounds situation.
We'll listen in to the deliberation.
Can I have this camera? Okay, my bad, go ball for the white. I confirm ball for the white. My bad, this way.
So Japan ball. Accountability unfolding in front of us.
And I like the call at 14 points down. This game is on the cusp of getting away from Japan, so might as well use your challenge right now.
Look on the baseline there for Yoshi Hawkinson. No basket.
Josh Hawkinson has just a nose for the ball. There's a lot of times that players will go in and put the effort in and they don't come up with it. They have the uncanny ability to be where the ball isn't. But Josh Hawkinson, he has the ability to know where the ball's going to bounce. Reads it beautifully, and he's got 13 boards in the contest to go along with his now 13 points. That was on the foul occurred on the rebound. Got hit in the back of the head and in the bonus.
Gets them both. Little escapes with the ball, and he'll go coast to coast. Kawamura changing gears.
Oh, that is a quick change of gears.
And Little asking his team to settle down here. The defense ratcheting up for Japan. Markkanen on the baseline, backing down. Slipping by his defenders, lay in on the right, no! The defense, and the whistle is called.
It's on Yoshi, I believe.
So Yoshi will pick up his third personal.
And he's going to go to the free throw line and shoot it too, because Japan are also in the bonus. So when Markkanen's got it, you saw they had a crowd around him. When he started dribbling, they just released to stay on the ball. But you can't have three guys go at him. You need just the one guy to come down and double team, because we've seen them get caught out a few times when they overload their double teams, the kick out passes, and they're being burnt badly from the three-point line. 9 of 15, that is 60%, and that is elite three-point shooting.
For the 26-year-old Markkanen and his family enjoying this game. 13.5 minutes away, potentially, from seeing Finland secure their victory. Tamanaga misses. Markkanen with the board.
They've got to find a way to get Tamanaga going. He can shoot the ball from the three-point line, and that was one where he hadn't touched it for a while, so he just thought he'd launch it. And not a great shot selection.
Nakshuni in the reverse. Cleaning up the broken play. Kawamura. A 16-point advantage now for the finish. And a blocking foul as Markkanen
Well, that's marketing being smart. He knows they're in the bonus. He knows he's an elite free throw shooter. 87% and down low. The ease at which Finland are being able to pile on these points. 31 points in the second. They're already up to 23 in the third. So Japan with no answers so far on the defensive end.
Timeout here on the floor. We're gonna try and listen in.
Come on, you all right, Yuka? You okay? Hey, we gotta make a run. We gotta make a run now, all right? We gotta push the ball. We gotta get some stops on defense. We're gonna stay in our man-to-man, all right? On baseline, we're man-to-man. Okay? If we have a chance for outside, we're gonna do outside. We gotta start changing it up a little bit, all right? All right? Hey, we still have a lot of time.
So you heard from Coach Hovas, there's still a lot of time, but they need a run.
Well, they do, they need a run, and the only way you can get a run is to get stops. But a guy like Markkanen, who's so smart, he knows how to draw fouls. He can run the floor, finish at the rim, shoot the three, and
elevate.
The alley-oop play from the underneath, out of bounds, and the fans like it.
Lots of Finnish fans here in Okinawa Arena. A sellout crowd of 8,500.
Just extraordinary when you think of Markkanen, who's been doing national service with the military. They still have national service. You've got to do a certain amount of time in Finland. All males, they've got to serve their time before they turn 30. So Utah didn't make the finals, and he hadn't done it because he'd been to college, been to University of Arizona, been drafted, and with his NBA commitments hadn't found an opportunity to do it. So with Utah getting eliminated, he went there, and I don't know how long he was there, but you see the haircut he showed on his social media, the buzz cut that he had to get when he was doing his service. So good on him. And he misses a free throw, but he's going to get another one. Oh,
a lane violation.
Lane violation by Hawkinson. Don't see that too often.
A little antsy down there on the block. And this time Markkanen hits it.
And points to his coach.
I got you. Lefty Tominaga, what the doctor ordered for Japan.
And he's the one for me that I think get going. Him and Uday Baba. Uday Baba spent a lot of time on the bench. Any pressing foul trouble.
Shuni, step back three. Misses.
Watanabe is another one. Finland's done a great job of keeping him. Only 2 points. 1 of 6 from the field.
Driving in. And this ball stays here. But you saw everybody just collide wherever Watanabe is. And he'll take an early exit here, get a breather. It's tough when you're the #1 guy, right? Everybody's got your number. They're collapsing. And here, even deeper, Tominaga! Add another 3 to his stat sheet.
Keep themselves in touch distance. Still a long, long road to recovery.
How about again, Tominaga? Check.
Now that's just ridiculous. That is a ridiculous attempt. He's got it going, but in the half court, got it. So he's cooking. There's no doubt he's hot. And we want to create shots for him, but not that last one. He was only a meter or two over from the center line. And that's where, when you've got a hot guy, you've got to be able to go to, have some sets. We saw a beautiful set in the first half where the baseline drive and the hammer screen on the weak side, shot in the corner, nothing but net. Coming down and just blazing away from outrageous shots like that, I don't think that's the answer.
Let's the lead here to 11. Tuning. Around the horn we go. 4 to shoot for Finland. Jan Tuning, ball gets taken away. Japan in transition. Tominga thought he saw Hawkinson. And easy come, easy go.
Tominaga a little rushed. More time than he realized.
Makshuni, wide open there, hits Kamwa.
That is just complete miscommunication on what you want to do on an on-ball screen.
About a second and a half is the differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Yuki Togashi, the captain for Japan, with the ball. Coming through, Baba on cue. Yude Baba, you wanted more of him, Andrew, and he is there.
Well, we got it. We got it from both. We called it for Tominaga and Udo Baba. And that time, with the shot clock running out, they're the easiest shots to take, no pressure, because you know you have to shoot it. And gets it going and breathes a little bit of life back into Japan as they only trail it by 10.
5 minutes. I got 2 timeouts. Yeah, I got, what's that? Yeah. And I got 2 timeouts. All right. Hey, it's back. It's back. Let's get it. Be active on defense. Slow spacing. No handball. Let's get to the spots and play something.
Look here at some of the best plays in the third quarter. Markkanen really taking command here.
Well, he does it in a way where he lets the game come to him. And it's not like he's really forcing anything or had to force anything. Just a really good player that uses his athleticism and uses his size to his advantage, and also playing in a system where Finland know he's the go-to guy. And they work their system around him. And he's delivering 8 of 14 from the field for his 23 points. He's also got 8 boards in his 21 minutes of action. So they've been able to get him a little bit of rest as well. And momentum in the last couple of minutes of the third going the way of Japan.
Make sure you scan that QR code on your screen. Make sure that you have that Courtside 1891 app downloaded on your phone. Scores, schedules, highlights, everything you could want, all in one place. A special delivery here for the fourth quarter. Final 10 minutes. Finland trying to hang on. It's do or die here in Group E play.
And the flare action on the sideline. They switched and Uday Bubba was on the high side, so just the sacrificial foul. Grabbed the roller as he was going in, going to have an uncontested layup.
Markkanen off the curl, no whistle. Japan ball.
Come on there. Politely asked the question, and then politely said, fair enough, and accepts that it came off him. Bubba with the wide open three, not able to make it.
Markkanen taking all the steps he has, ends up on the deck. Togashi the feed, Yoshi strong take up. Finland there to cover.
Well, you got to put your body on the line, and Sasu Salin, that time there, sacrificing himself, knew he was going to take a heavy hit. And that's the commitment you've got to make.
Togashi, a miss. Yoshi, Baba saving the ball on the play.
Find a shot for Tominaga. Keisei Tominaga got it going in that third.
So Tominaga to inbound. Ball finds his hands. Tominaga! He's feeling it.
I like it, and I like the set. Stagger screen, Tominaga comes off, and he's motivated on the defensive end as well.
What a player Nebraska is having this winter in the States, the 22-year-old.
That's deep. And he comes from great pedigree as well. His dad played in the 1998 World Cup.
Japan closing in on Finland. It's a 7-point game, and we've got a timeout on the floor.
They're making tough shots, but we knew it. Gotta be solid there. Don't overhit. Look flat. Sasu. Lauri, cut here. You make a back screen. We pass to Lauri. Get the ball, Miro. Sasu here. After that, Lauri corner. Olli here. Elias. After that, Koivari. Sasu is here. So Olli, you go to set it like this. Sasu goes to back pick. Lauri, cut to the post and seal.
Look, Tominaga creating on his own. And then we're going to see the inbound off the curl.
Yeah, that's pretty. And that's the type of action they need to keep going to. Pin down screens. Him just trying to yo-yo and do it by himself. And that's not as efficient as he is when he's coming off those screens. And it's labor intensive for him. He's got to work a lot harder, but so far from what we've seen, that's a better option for him and Japan.
Salim, deep three, no. The whistle, and it's going Japan's way.
Momentum swinging, fans engaged. Joshua Hawkinson is now, he's got 16 points and 16 rebounds.
Oh.
Dominant performance on the boards. And he's played all but 3 minutes in the contest.
So Kawamura back out running point for Japan. The man of the hour, Tominaga. Markkanen pulls down his 9th rebound. 1 away from a double-double. How about a 3 for him? Tominaga gobbling the rebound.
He's everywhere. Outstanding ball pressure by Tominaga, and then he chips in and gets a rebound.
Kawamura switching gears. Markkanen now with a double-double. The feet up, Little. Jantunen will move it around the horn. Little baseline, miss, rebound, Jantunen, and a takeaway. Your boy, Tominaga.
Unsportsmanlike too. He's going to go to the line. After he passed it, he got hit. And it was Jantunen that hit him. Here we see now, after the pass, Jantunen just steps in the way to try and stop the play. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Jantunen that got him. And Tominaga has got 2 free throws, and Japan will get the ball back. Big sequence. Huge opportunity right now for Japan. The energy that the youngster, the energy that he has brought, not just with the scoring and the 3-ball, but Tominaga is doing his best on the defensive end, active hands, buzzing all around the place, being disruptive.
£15 for Tominaga off the bench for Japan. And certainly the catalyst here in the second half.
Cut it to 6.
So the differential 6 points, 7.5 to play.
And this is exactly what Japan needed. They needed Finland to get nervous. Put them in a situation where there's a lot of scoreboard pressure.
Hawkinson up against Markkanen, and he wins out that battle.
Wow.
Jantunen, top of the key.
Clutch.
Will answer.
Clutch, Jantunen. Everything going the way of Japan. Huge 3. And I don't mind it. You got to live with some things if you're Japan. Make them make big shots.
Kawamura will let it fly. And he's got nothing but net. An eye for an eye. We're back at 4. Jantunen alone, a miss. Markkanen keeps it going and throws it out of the hands and reach of Salim.
Markkanen all off balance. He thought he got fouled and just threw it out of bounds. There's the long 3-ball. Again coming off a pin down. Kawamura, who's the other one that has been lighting it up. 13 points for him. We've got some shooters out there starting to feel good about themselves. It's the penetration and the kick out. Penetration and the kick out. Get Finland to collapse, kick out, make those shots, or have them coming off those pin down screens.
Hawkinson, enough time to pull the trigger. Togashi keeps it alive. How about the feed down low? Yes! Single possession game. Jantunen dipping it down. The block is there.
That's
Yoshi.
a foul. Foul is called. You couldn't hear it. Clear foul. Got clothesline. A coat hanger on the drive. And take a look at the replay here. there it was, the hit. Inadvertent, Hawkinson with the right arm. There it is, right there. Just makes contact. And a little relief for Finland. Hawkinson has been a beast at both ends of the floor. Sasso Salin, who's had a tougher time of it tonight than he has in the first game.
I think we're going to have a check here on the game clock.
Right.
It was running down here.
Fans certainly let him know, didn't they?
The last couple of moments.
They knew, hey, we got things rolling for us. We need to, as much time as we need to try and get over the hump. They've cut it to 4. Who would have thought? Great courage and feeding off this just amazing atmosphere.
A cut. 2-point game?
2 points. My bad. Maybe that's what the issue was.
That probably was the issue.
With the scoreboard. Well, my maths is bad. It's not that bad.
They also added some more time to the clock.
Yeah. They were showing 72, 76 for a minute there, and they fixed that up. Oh, review. They're trying to look for the coach, wants to see if they can get an upgrade to an unsportsmanlike, I believe, and that would result in 2. I don't think he's going to have much success with this.
Okay, no, we want to check for review situation criteria for the unsportsmanlike foul. Give me main camera. Okay. Normal speed, okay, normal, everything here is normal, okay? Can I have this camera? I didn't see nothing. It's normal play. Nothing happened. Stay with the normal foul criteria. Stay with the normal foul, okay?
Well, perhaps it was worth a try, but I agree with the official. It was inadvertent. It wasn't as excessive as we thought originally. And that's just going to be a normal foul. He wasn't even looking. It was just his arms flailing around, and unfortunately collected Salin.
So Sasu Salin, the captain for Finland, will take his spot on the free throw line here. He's been real quiet.
He has.
No points for Salin tonight.
But he's an outstanding free throw shooter. So they've got the ball in the right hands, 84% free throw shooter. Plays in Spain.
And Salin, even 2 nights ago against Australia, 13 points, 2 rebounds. Certainly Japan marked him up pretty tightly here through 3.
Yeah, he's knocking down the 3 ball against Germany.
He makes them both there. Hawkinson catches the defense sleeping. The feed there from Tominaga. And patience on display.
Yeah, beautiful. Tominaga's got Finland jumpy on the defensive end, and they're sending 2 at him, and he's good enough to make the pass.
Makshuni. And nearly a takeaway here. Tominaga sniffing it out.
He has been inspirational. And there's the pass. They don't cover the roll. Only 2 seconds, so not a lot of time here. Markkanen checks back in. As Alex Murphy goes to the sideline.
And Hugas. Watanabe back on the floor too for Japan. So Makshuni will let it rip. This one hurts as Markkanen gets the rebound. Watanabe can't get there to cover. Doesn't matter, they luck out as it's a miss. Watanabe with the ball. Kawamura has the lane, he lays it in!
And he's got a chance to get the lead. It's the N1. The little fella, the shake and bake, no weak side help, takes advantage of it. There you see it. Jontunen, just too late. Clear foul. Clear foul by Mokshuni. And there's genuine belief, and why wouldn't there be?
The three-point play complete. Japan regains the lead. Grandison, mid-range jumper, it won't work. Playing a little hot potato. Helter-skelter play here by Finland.
And this is a time you've got to go to your main man. Markman needs to be touching the ball every single possession.
Kawamura shakes again, this time Kontunen, and he makes it in his eye! Japan, a 4-point lead, and this guy's got ice in his veins.
He certainly has. He's also got 19 points and 7 assists. He has created all sorts of havoc for Finland. And just inexplicit. I just can't explain how Finland in this quarter just completely gone ice cold. They've gotten nervous. And look at the field goals. 1 of 11. And we only got the 5 points, and this is where your superstars have to step up. Lauri Markkanen, as I mentioned, whatever your actions, whatever's in your playbook, he's got to get touches and get him an opportunity to be finishing plays. This fella here has just come alive.
Between Kawamura, Hiyajima, Tominaga, the supporting cast behind the superstar, which is Watanabe, has really been the glue.
Watanabe has been a non-factor, doing some good work on the defensive end, but 1 of 6 and only has the 2 points. Incredible.
It's the supporting cast for Japan doing all the work here tonight. Kamwa misses. Japan with the board, we're running with Baba. Hawkinson.
Almost got the roll. And Hawkinson, who's done the heavy lifting, he's got 22 points, 18 rebounds, and he's played 34 minutes, but still has the energy and the determination to run the floor and work himself to the free throw line. Just an extraordinary individual display by Hawkinson. Yeah, we admire the shooting, but the work that he's done at both ends of the floor and has put Japan in a position. They've outscored Finland 20-5 in the last quarter, and there's still 3.5 minutes remaining.
Six-point lead for the host nation, Japan.
A substitution. Not sure why.
So Satsu Saline steps on. Henrik Antunen goes off.
They should be making those subs prior to the free throw, so I'm not sure now that the stoppage of play, they can make the sub, but that might have been a bench error.
Yuki Kawamura playing too tight here.
It's a nightmare now for Myra Little to bring the ball up the floor. He's up and in and putting all sorts of pressure. And that's half the problem, is Finland having challenges getting into their sets, taking him some time.
Sassin here on the cut. Extra hand out to Jantunen. A miss, and the ball covered up by Baba.
They have just gone ice cold, Finland, from the field. And now it's getting desperate for Finland.
7 to shoot. Kawamura and company up by 6.
Oh,
he
goodness.
does it in Markkanen's eye!
Oh. Yes.
Japan up by 9. Something unbelievable is unfolding here inside Okinawa Arena.
Never in their history have they beaten a team from Europe. And a chance to make history. Still got a lot of time left, just over 2 minutes. And the clock's their friend now. They don't need any early shots.
Kawamura, extra touch, Hawkinson, and that has been so solid for them throughout this contest.
They just can't keep him in front, can't keep him out of the paint.
Salim, top of the key, and an answer.
Hang on.
The veteran, the only guy on the team for Finland with World Cup experience.
There's still time here. Finland don't need to gamble too much like that.
Wow, and Hawkinson back to the free throw line as we nearly had a monster collision as Markkanen came up to defend.
Well, they trailed by 6, and this is where you've got to just be careful about over-committing. Sure, Japan want to use the clock, but this is what happened the last couple of possessions ago. And the 3-ball, but they gambled there when they really didn't need to, and it opened up a wide open opportunity for Hawkinson, and Markkanen forced a foul. Hawkinson plays his basketball in Japan, has for quite some time.
27 points, 18 rebounds.
The Shinshu Brave Warriors have got a good one. I love Watanabe getting around his teammates. Been a tough night for him, but he hasn't let his personal woes on the offensive end upset him or deter him from what he's done defensively. Watanabe all up in Markkanen.
Not shooting back on the floor to run point for Finland. Makes it. Sasu Salim from the corner, back-to-back three-pointers.
Timeout.
And that is going to be enough for Hovas in Japan to get some extra time here.
Salim, we've been asking for it. And he's finally delivering in this last couple of minutes. And I like the timeout. Settle the team down. Still got a couple left for Japan. Now they have the opportunity to advance the ball here, but I think on these circumstances you don't want to do that because it'll reduce the shot clock to 14. So as I suspected, it looks like they're going to continue to take it from the baseline. You can advance the ball, but it takes it from a 24-second shot to a shot clock to a 14. and they want to use as much time as they possibly can. So take it from the end line and try and eat into this 1 minute and 22 seconds remaining. And this is going to seem to Japan like the longest 1 minute and 22, because they've done everything in this last quarter to give them a historic win. They just can't get nervous. Turnovers will hurt. Just take care of the ball, use the clock if you're Japan.
Watanabe will get it across mid-court. Kawamura with 6 to shoot. He will do that, and he will do it nicely.
My goodness.
The man from downtown continues to keep space between him and Finland, but Salin, he was attempting to close it in. We're running with Tominaga. A finish on the left. That's grade school. Japan doing everything right.
I love it. I love it. This game was all but over. Midway through that third, Finland seemingly in control, but it's this man on your screen. He has been white hot. Yuki Kawamura, 25 points on 10 of 16, 4 of 7, and in clutch time, he's come up big.
The two youngsters, Kawamura 22 years old, Tominaga also 22. If that tells you where this program is going in Japan, it's in safe hands.
Well, it certainly is. Let's just see the emotion, the passion, and the coach, Tom Horvath. He has been pumping the fist. He has been a coach, but also expressing his emotion on the sideline, and that's infectious. And just, they have not wavered. Oh, this has been a privilege to be in the venue to see how Japan have responded and supported their team. You can see the emotion, the passion on the faces of the Japanese fans. Look, there's tears. There's tears, and why wouldn't you? This is history. 5 and 22 in World Cup play throughout their entire time, never beaten a team from Europe, and now on the verge.
Three is awfully short there for the group of Markkanen with the putback. Game face still on. Tominaga, kick ball.
Now they need turnovers right now. Finland 8 points up, 32.8 seconds remaining. Any foul will put Japan on the free throw line to shoot some free throws.
And there it is. We'll see Yuki Kawamura take his stance.
And again, the game clock, I think Finland concerned that a couple of seconds might have, yep, they made the adjustment, put it straight back on.
Kawamura missing the first. Misses them both. We're running with Finland.
Quick scores.
Little stripped away. Kawamura with the ball. Markkanen flipped. And it will stay here. Last touch by Finland. Desperation mode.
They should just about do it now. There'd have to be some sort of extraordinary capitulation for Japan not to win this one.
Hawkinson, Watanabe. And so another couple more free throws, but you're right. This is feeling like a historic evening.
It is. It's a big moment. And pay a lot of credit to these fans. They have continued to not lose faith. As I said, midway through the third, it looked pretty bleak. What the lead get out to? Something 16 or thereabouts. And they were able to hang in there, make some shots, made a run at the end of the third. And now, being able to hold Finland, who had 31 points in the second quarter, 27 in the third, and being able to hold them to 15. But here's the kicker. Japan have had 35 points on the board in this last quarter.
No shot clock, it's off. It's impossible here for Finland to win. And the final seconds, the buzzer has rung. Japan has made history. They have defeated their first European squad this evening in World Cup action. Japan wins by 10, 98-88, and they get an upset victory to open up their campaign here at home.
And it keeps their tournament alive. If they can cause an upset and beat Australia, another upset, they're going to go through and play off, continue to the next round.
They hold the cards in their hands, and the fans are
look at
elated.
Uday Baba, tears streaming from his eyes, just the emotion of this historic moment. And 28 points and 19 rebounds to Joshua Hawkinson is one of the main reasons. Of course, Kawamura, he made some big buckets, but Hawkinson was just phenomenal in 38 minutes of play.
What a performance by Japan.
Look at Uday Baba, there he is. He can't believe it. I love it, love it. This is what it means to wear the jersey of your country, bring such joy to your fans. And they owe a lot to their fans today as well.
And it's a wild thing, the role that passion and pride can play in a contest. And so much of that was on display here tonight.
And a lot of credit to their coach, Tom Horvath, who already got some Olympic medals in the cabinet at home as the head coach of the women's team, and now creates history with the men's team.
On paper, Japan is the clear underdog, ranked 36th in the world.
Yeah.
Finland expected to come through and steamroll them. In fact, it was Finland who led early, and often this Japan squad clawed, fought, did everything they could. And they are enjoying this special moment.
Hawkinson just wrapping his arms around Uday Baba. And I love it. Love to see the emotion of what this means to the fans, to the players, and to a country. And as we expected,
A standing ovation in front of a sellout crowd. Japan earns their first ever victory over a European nation. A moment Baba and this group will never forget.
and their culture, they're so respectful. As we see the TCL player of the game being announced as well, it's Joshua Hawkinson. And Tominaga, he hit some wild shots. He was one of the that gave him the energy. Sure, he hit some shots, but he's buzzing around, ball pressure, flying all over the floor on the defensive end. Was a big part of spiking the emotions and the tempo of the play going the way of Japan. Joshua Hawkinson lapping up the applause of the locals. Wow, I feel like it's a special moment to have been in this stadium to call this game, to witness this historic win to a basketball-loving nation.
The outcome was never really clear here for Japan. They faced adversity. The finish challenging the entire way. The fans getting involved. The scoring from all different avenues.
It is, and Tom Horvath just soaking up the moment, whipping up the crowd, and he deserves a moment like this. He's invested heavily into Japan and Japan basketball. And you talk about the result being unknown. Well, for a big chunk of it, I thought it was. I thought it was going to be Finland, and just let's hope that there's a close contest. But when that wave of emotion and you see these players, and they see the ball going through the rim, and it was just, Finland looked stunned. They were shocked and weren't able to find ways to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
And there's more basketball to be played. Japan now will get set for Australia. They must beat Australia to advance on, but what a historic evening here inside Okinawa Arena. A look at the current standings as Germany, the only unbeaten team in Group B play.
So the way it sits is that game is going to decide between Australia and Japan, decides who finishes in the top two and who advances.
Japan, Finland, a fight to the very end, and it's the Japanese that pull off an upset victory to earn their first ever win over a European team. For Andrew Gaze, I'm Despina Barton. Congratulations, Japan. Final score 98-88.
Haastattelussa Suomen Mikael Jantunen. Okinawa-areenassa aikamoinen metakka päällä edelleen. Mitä Suomen vinkkelistä tapahtuu viimeisellä neljänneksellä?